Hailie Deegan is in trouble. There's just no way around it. Coming into her third season in the NASCAR Truck Series, expectations were high for the 21-year-old as she was joining a powerhouse team at ThorSport Racing, a team known for winning races and championships. Before the season, her new crew chief said he expected the same level of success out of her in 2023. Now, 14 races into the season and just 2 races from the playoffs, Deegan has struggled to the tune of a single top 10 finish. On Saturday at Mid-Ohio, she finished 26th and extended the worst stretch of racing in her Truck Series career. Coming into the 2023 season, Hailie Deegan and her fans were understandably optimistic. After a couple of lackluster seasons with David Gilliland Racing, where she recorded a total of 3 top 10 finishes and finished 17th and 21st in the points respectively, the young driver was headed to a team where success isn't a hope but an expectation. And right out of the gates, ThorSport made it a point to show its newest driver that it was serious about her finding success in her first season by pairing her up with Rich Lucius, the crew chief from 2021 champion Ben Rhodes. Days before the season, Lucius appeared on SiriusXM NASCAR radio and shared his thoughts on his new driver and what he expected from her in 2023.
Yes, and it looks like, from what I've observed over the years, that Hailie's been pushed around a little bit, but it also looks to me like she's over that. She's ready to stake her claim. Been around a couple of years now. It looks like all the pushing and shoving, the taking it, is about over with. If you guys had a discussion about her driving style and what you expect and what she expects.
Yeah, we touched on that a little bit. Obviously, as we get closer to Daytona, we're touching on that some more. But, I expect her to be aggressive. I expect her to not take anything from anyone. And I think that's how she's going to be. I think that's the mindset she's in right now. I think she's in a really good place right now mentally as far as she knows she's going to have a really good shot next year to be competitive, and we're going to have a really good team. And hopefully, like I said, we're going to get some top 10s. And I don't think it's out of the reach at all for us to make the playoffs next year.
We won't even address the playoffs remarks because it's completely irrelevant. And that's only because she hasn't been getting any of those top 10s as Lucius suggested. There's been one. She got it when she tied her career best Truck Series finish, earning a 6th place result at Texas in the 5th race of the season. In the 3 races that followed the 1.5 miler in the Lone Star State, Deegan scored a couple of top 15 finishes. Since then, it's been a steady decline. Since Darlington, the 9th race of the 2023 campaign, Deegan is on the worst stretch of her Truck Series career with 6 consecutive finishes of 20th or worse. More concerningly is what has happened in the last 4 races, with her highest finish coming yesterday at Mid-Ohio, where she finished 26th. While her fans will undoubtedly suggest it's because other drivers have done her dirty and roughed her up, all you have to do is go back to that interview with Lucius back in February, when SiriusXM's Chocolate Myers pointed out how the driver had been pushed around so far in her career and suggested how those days were behind her, and Lucius agreed. Clearly, they're not. She has been pushed around all season long. All you have to do is listen to the number 13 radio during a race, and you'll repeatedly hear the driver being instructed to be more aggressive. In one recent race, it was said 6 different times. That word is never said on the radio of teammate Ben Rhodes. A great example of the contrasting styles of drivers occurred at Mid-Ohio. The 2021 champion was fast all day and battled up front with his teammate Ty Majeski. At one point, Majeski got into Rhodes and both trucks went for a spin in the grass. They both dropped back into the 20s, well behind Deegan. Both drivers aggressively made their way back up through the field. Rhodes finished 5th, Majeski finished 7th. ThorSport teammate Matt Crafton was sandwiched in between and finished 6th. Deegan, who spun out earlier in the race, was involved in a late incident and finished where she started the race, 26th. But that's nothing new. That's been the trend all season. The 3 ThorSport trucks regularly finish in the top 10. Majeski and Rhodes both have 9. Crafton has 5. Deegan has the 1. When it comes to points, with 2 races to go before the playoffs, all 3 are in the top 10 and bound for the postseason. Rhodes is locked in with a win. Deegan sits in 19th place. To further magnify the situation, Deegan finds herself behind 5 of the 6 Truck Series rookies, including Taylor Gray, who has run 3 fewer races than her due to not meeting the age requirement. As Joey Logano and Kyle Busch have both said recently, NASCAR's business model is broken, especially in the bottom 2 series. Drivers aren't necessarily there because of merit, but money. In the case of Deegan, she's brought money and sponsorship, but more importantly, Ford has been in her corner and patiently stood behind her with the hopes that she would progress and steadily move her way up. Her results this year, in far and away the best equipment she's ever driven, have not shown that progress. In fact, she's regressed. Whether Ford's patience is wearing thin is unclear at this point, but it's hard to envision with her performance thus far this season that the manufacturer is happy and wants to continue supporting an effort that clearly appears to be headed in the wrong direction.